Hi, my name is Andy,
And I'm Cole.
and this is the Captain's Call. We're back! We're back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Cole.
Welcome back.
How was your break?
Awful.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that, man.
No, it wasn't that bad. Everything lined up where I had a lot of procedures and the house hunting stuff had all happened in the same 2 weeks off that we had,
Yeah,
basically.
you've had a go of it. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But everything's fine. We're all good now.
Good.
And here we are.
Back in action. I'm glad
Yeah.
to hear it.
What about you?
It was good. My break was actually like super good. It was very much needed for my mental health. I got to
Yeah.
relax and didn't play a ton of cards until yesterday, which I needed that break. So yeah, no, it was great. It was good. I got married in that 2 week period. So
Congratulations, by
yeah,
the way.
yeah, thank you. And I got I got to I got to give more time to some other hobbies like comics and stuff. So it was good.
Hmm.
And I feel refreshed and ready. And I played in a skirmish yesterday, so
Oh,
let's talk about that, huh?
okay. Yeah,
I hate Blitz. That's what that's where we're at. Um, no, man. So like, I guess I'll give like a little tiny baby tournament report. Because it was a little tiny baby tournament.
yeah.
It
Uh-huh.
was a 10-person Blitz,
Oh.
or a 10-person skirmish rather at Pack Fresh in Amelia, Ohio. So
Oh, I thought this was the one in um Epic Loot, or was that later?
they're on the same day.
Oh, that's
They're on the same
disgusting.
day, and like I don't know, like I love Epic Loot. Don't get me wrong, but like given the chance to support the store, I like buy my cards from and play every Friday. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
yeah.
support that store.
It's also a
Um,
lot closer.
yeah, it's way closer, and it was fine. Also, every time I go to Epic, I end up leaving with like a new board game or a model, and I didn't want to do
Yeah,
that this time. So,
for
yeah.
sure.
So, I played Kasai.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, and I did that. I don't know why I did it. I was kind of tired. I'm real burnt out on Oldhim still, and I
Mhm.
didn't feel
Mhm.
like practicing for this tournament at all.
It's
If that makes
fair.
sense.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was real unhappy with my performance with Chain at the Calling. So, which we'll talk about, I guess, a little later. We'll talk about after this. There was a Calling in Indy that happened
Mhm.
during our break. Um, yeah. So I decided, you know, Hannah, she plays Warrior. My wife, she's not going. She had other engagements. So I was like, I'm just gonna play Kasai. The deck looks super fun. I've literally never played a single game with it, so why not? I can figure this out.
Mhm.
And I went 2-2,
Okay. Hey,
which
that's
was
actually not bad.
which was still good enough for fifth.
Okay.
Which got me store credit and a cold foil promo. So honestly, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
My issue was and I consider myself like decent at Flesh and Blood. Like I can kind of pick up the deck, and I should have practiced, but I didn't lose. The games I lost, I didn't lose because I was unfamiliar with the deck.
Mhm.
Every single one, it was just 4 rounds, right?
Yeah.
And every single one of my games, the ones I won and the ones I lost, were decided on turn two.
Oh.
Blitz, yay!
Okay. So who'd you play?
Super non interactive, really fast. Round one, I played the Mirror and
Oh, okay.
won on turn two. That's it.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. I won because, and I didn't feel bad because it was the Mirror. My opponent blocked with a Nourishing Emptiness, which gave my Centauri Saber the +1 that I needed to kill him, and
Interesting.
he blocked with it, and I was like, okay, you're playing these cards too, so I'm kind of going to be under the assumption that you know what's happening. Um, kill you, you know? And he goes, oh. Yep, all right, I'm dead. And he wasn't super happy about that. But he's playing with the card too. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so if he had like never seen it before and took the time to read it and like told me he was unfamiliar with it, maybe we go a different way. And this guy plays every single week. He should know what he's doing. So anyway, beat him. Then round 2, I played against KO, the brute runt guy, whatever, berserker runt,
Yeah.
and my opponent rolls over the course of the first 2 turns of the game, rolls 2 6s, and I died. That was it. I got attacked with something that it was for 18 with dominate. I don't even remember the name of the card, and he like doubled it. It was too much, so I died to that.
This sounds super great.
It was great. Had he rolled like 2s, no problem. I'd probably win, but because he was at like 4 when he beat me. Anyway.
Oh, so you literally got high rolled.
Literally, like the definition of high rolled. Yeah, absolutely, I did. And then round 3, I played against Prism. That was pretty cut and dry. Just killed my opponent the old-fashioned way, slapped him with swords. And round 4, I played against Viserai. He had the turn 2. He was able to make like 5 rune chants and have a Scalata into Sonata and pumped out more damage that I could block. So
20 damage or 20 health is not a lot.
It's not a lot. It's really not.
No.
And I've come to realize that as Blitz moves itself forward and devolves into this just like fast, bash my head against the table.
Mm-hmm.
We would all be playing Starvo if we could sort of format.
Yeah.
It's the cards, the characters that have less health than other characters, like Benji and Kano, are the 2 big ones. They shouldn't. There's no reason for them to have less than 20 health. It's like such a monstrous disadvantage.
It's like Datadol having only 3 intellect.
Well, that just makes her stone unplayable.
Yeah.
But like you could still like Benji and Kano still put up results, but I don't know how. Like you're at such a big. Well, I know how, but it's such a big detriment because to be 5 health down from your opponent in a 20, it's a quarter of your opponent's health. Your opponent has a quarter more health than you. That's like 2 cards potentially.
Yeah, half of that is just the pitch. So like 1 card to pitch and the other card to...
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I really hope that in this classic battles series, I hope they make more of these classic battles with new young heroes, and I hope we get a new Kano that has 20 health. Because it's really
cool.
I don't know, it just doesn't seem... It seems like he's doing... Kano specifically is doing the same thing as everybody else, just getting there as fast as possible. But he's at a disadvantage for it, and other decks do it better than he does, so it doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I think maybe they just don't test Blitz that much. I don't know.
Or maybe they really want it to be fast. I don't know.
Yeah, man, but like a turn 2 format, the tournament started at 1 and was over at like 4. It was like it was so fast.
Oof.
I don't know. But anyway, I really liked Kasai very much. She's very fun. And if that character existed in CC, I would play it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, super cool character. Very fun interactions. It's a lot more fun to me than Dorinthia because you have like actual lines of play. It's not just like swing the sword and make it big. It's kind of your sequencing matters and getting all the value out of your if you've attacked with a weapon this turn cards is super fun.
I've only played against it once, and that was not the updated version with the Everfest cards, so I have no idea.
It was a joke before, for sure, but Outland Skirmish, Slice and Dice, and of course Blood on Her Hands make it a
viable joke.
Yeah, and Blade Runner make it extremely viable.
Oh, that's right. That's a warrior card, isn't it?
It is.
I
It
thought it
looks like a
was
mechanologist card, but it's a
that.
warrior
Yeah,
card.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
anyway, that was the tournament. So I was able to come away with a cold foil Young Chain. So I guess I'm happy with that because that's kind of
Oh,
my
that's
hero.
cool. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
my hero of choice in Blitz. And yeah, so that's that.
Congratulations
Yeah, thanks.
on.
It was well earned. And then the real the real fun was had we did a 4-man cube draft afterwards for Magic, and that was super fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was where the real fun was had that day.
All right.
Anyway.
Some other real fun that we had. The calling.
Yeah,
Wanna
why
talk
don't
about
you
that?
talk to me about your calling experience?
Okay.
Because it sure was one.
It was a very different experience from you. So I was only able to go down for that Sunday because it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday a couple weeks ago. I don't remember the dates, but so I was only able to go down for that Sunday, and I was gonna play in the Battle Harden event in Indy, and I get there and I sign up and everything, do my deck list, and I'm waiting, and then my first round is up against Starvo, and it's the first time I've ever played against Starvo. And I just happened to look around at all the other tables around me, and it was all Starvo. And I'm like, okay, so this is how this is gonna be. So then I was playing it, and oh my god, Oaken Old on the Starvo, like activation.
Yeah, man.
I understand now. I don't even know why I was there. I had nothing. I think I put a total of 20 damage in on like the first 2 turns, but after that, that's when he Oaken Old me, and I had nothing.
Yeah, the game
Nothing
is
for the rest of
over.
the game. Yeah, it was awful. And let's see, what round 2 I played against a Viserai, and the guy was cool. He'd also played Ranger, so he was kind of giving me some pointers and showing me some cool things you can do with Reload and Lexi, which I really appreciated. And that was a good game. It was really nice and chill and fun. So that was really cool. Then round 3, I played a total of 4 rounds, I believe. Yeah, round 3 I played. Well, I was supposed to play against a guy. I don't even know what he played. I sat down. I was getting about ready to get my deck out, and the first thing he told me is, "What are you playing? What hero are you playing?" And I said Lexi, and he threw a fit. Let me tell you, this is the most disrespectful person I've ever played, and I didn't even play him. He got so upset that I was playing Lexi because apparently in the calling that happened previously, the day 1 of the calling, he got he played against 2 Lexis and Ice Lexis, and they beat him, and he just was absolutely done with it. He's used to topping these Pro Tour Quest things, and they knocked him out, so he didn't even want to play against it, and he just absolutely gave me the win and stormed away. And all the people sitting next to me like, what the heck was that guy talking about? Because I wasn't playing Ice Lexi, I was playing my Fuseless Lexi. So it's not even ice and it's not lightning. It's just generic Ranger stuff in Lexi. But he didn't even get a chance to figure that out. He probably could have had a fun game, but maybe not because of that guy's attitude. So that was off-putting. And that experience right there kind of took me out of the whole day. Especially because you guys weren't playing either, so I came down to come and hang out with you guys, and you guys weren't playing in the Battle Hardened, so I didn't really have any incentive to stick around. So the next round I was going to drop, but I missed my timing on that because there was a new player behind me. When he heard the guy storm off, he was like, actually, I've got some Blitz decks if you want to teach me how to play Blitz. So I ended up teaching this guy how to play Blitz, and I had a really good time with him, just hanging out and teaching Blitz. So that was great. So I was going to drop after that, but then I wasn't able to drop in time. So I was going to give my opponent the win for round 4, but it was a no-show, and the guy next to me also had a no-show. So I dropped, and I decided to play that guy, and he was playing Kano. for CC, and that was probably the most fun of Flesh and Blood I've had in a very long time. Was just chilling and going back and forth on that. Turns out he was the friend of the Viserai guy I played round two, so that was a cool connection that I had right there. Um, but yeah, after that, I just dropped and went to hang out with you guys, and then we had what do we have? PF Chang's, and then went home, and that
So
was it.
what I'm hearing is that you went 2-2.
I did go 2-2.
My guy.
I forget. Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Yeah, and like the Viserai was like a really close one too. Like it was back and forth the entire time. He just ended up getting that push turn ahead of me. So like the only blowout game that I had was against Starvo, and I think half of that was I didn't know what I was really coming up against, and having like lack of preparation. But
Yeah,
again, I didn't care.
it's like 50% like lack of playtest. I'd say it's like 40% lack of playtesting, 60% it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah,
And
fair.
that's my problem, and that's why I ended up not playing in anything. So we got there day one, and we played in the Team Blitz event, and I really did not like that, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I've played in tons of team events in the past, tons, but the way the tables were set up is that it was 2 people per table. It was set up like a normal event. It wasn't set up for teams of 3 to play, so it was like myself sitting next to my buddy Justin, and then the next table over, like Gap, right? And then the next
Uh-huh.
table over was Hannah playing against her opponent. So,
Oh.
like, to communicate, you have to be like, hold on a second. Hey! Hey!
Uh-huh.
It was, I didn't like that very much. You would think they would just be better prepared for something like that.
I mean, yeah, because they do a lot of Team Magic events, right?
Yeah, they do. I don't know. It was just like a little bit of an oversight. I'm not sure. That event went super poorly for me. I lost. I played Shane, and I think we played 3 games, and before deciding to call it quits. And I think I banished in 3 games. I think I banished like 2 cards with Blood Debt.
Oof.
It was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good. It was a bad time.
Were those also really quick too? Like,
I played against Kasai and Oldhim twice.
mm,
My round 2 Oldhim opponent was like, and I don't know this guy's name or who he is or anything like that, so I can't identify him. So I'm just gonna say this: he was kind of a dick.
okay.
He played super fast, pitched really fast, and then like when I was talking to my opponent or talking to my team, he kept playing. To the point
Oh.
where I had to be like, hold on a second. Like I'd have Justin lean over and like ask me a question, and this guy's like, pitch this to Crown, pitch this, ice earth react. And I was like, yeah, hold on a second. Like we're not gonna go to time. I'm gonna talk to my teammate. So that guy
Interesting.
was like, yeah, that guy kind of sucked. But then my last round Oldhim opponent was super cool, super chill. He fatigued me out of the game, and we had already lost.
Mm-hmm.
But he and I kept playing our game because we were having a good time. I had 0 cards left in my deck and 0 cards in my hand when I finally died. It was great. It's not that I didn't have fun. It's that like what I'm noticing is there's a lot of Magic players playing this game,
Mm.
and that's fine. Play whatever game you want, but leave like your toxic attitude with Magic where it belongs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
don't bring it over here and you try to like try hard me at a team event. I don't know. It was not.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so after that, I did some shopping and we went out to eat. We kind of just chilled the rest of the night. Played some games at the hotel, and then Saturday decided to just do side events, which turned into just shopping and playtesting like in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Playtesting for
I just decided I didn't want to play against a bunch of Starvo. I just really didn't want to. Like, win or lose,
Yep.
it's not fun to play against at all. And
Yep.
I don't want to spend, like, what was it, like $60 for the calling? Or $50 or something?
The calling I think was 60. I think the calling was
Yeah.
60.
I just
The
didn't want
battle hardened was 40.
For 40, yeah. So I didn't want to just spend that to, like, not have a good time. Because even when you win against Starvo, it's still, like, not a good time. And after watching
Mm-hmm.
all the day one coverage and blah, 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 I was just kind of... I was off it. I had a much better time just hanging out, jamming some casual games with my friends. I picked up like a bunch of foil Runeblade cards,
Nice.
so I was pretty happy with that. Unloaded some Magic cards, and then hit up a little local comic shop, which was super cool, and actually got some issues I was missing for my collection. So,
And you got a Vision figurine or statue, right?
oh yeah, I picked up the what is it, the Diamond Select Marvel Gallery Vision thing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So, like, not a bad weekend. I just didn't play a
Yeah.
lot of cards. I don't know.
Which I think is totally fine. Totally
Yeah,
fine.
I need something to happen to this meta. I just need Starvo to hit Living Legend, and then
Mm-hmm.
we'll move forward with it. I've also noticed, and I'm gonna go on. I don't know if I'm gonna go on a tangent. We'll see what happens. I've also noticed that since these events are being streamed,
Mm-hmm.
and shout outs to Star City Games. Great
Mm-hmm.
event, runs super well. I have issues with the way that the seating was set up for the Blitz team event. But whatever, we'll let that go. Overall, the calling, the battle, everything, and multiple Magic events run at the same time.
Yeah.
Went as smooth as I think it could have. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
super good. Lots of vendors, lots of Flesh and Blood vendors too. It didn't feel like
Yeah.
the game was like the redheaded stepchild. It was very, very
It was
prominent.
it was like 50-50 almost,
It
if
really
not a little
was.
bit more Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, I'd say there were probably like three Magic exclusive vendors.
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 that had both, and then 2 that only were Flesh and Blood vendors. So it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. And then the Star City, like, aggressively buying Flesh and Blood cards. They had Flesh and Blood singles for sale. They're definitely in on this game for sure, which makes me happy.
It's a good game, man.
Yeah, so now that we've seen the calling, kinda, or Starvo won, it was like that finals was a mess, but anyway.
What was the finals? I didn't get a
Prism
chance to.
Prism versus Starvo.
Oh.
Fiano Black goes like XO in the Swiss, or like X and 1 in the Swiss, only to lose to Starvo because he forgets to put a counter on his tunic. It was,
no.
yeah, it was a mess. I'm happy Starvo won. Get that guy closer to Living Legend. That's fine. We'll see what happens with that. But we've seen like watch your opponents. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention to what your opponents are doing, because it's kind of like Magic. We're seeing like an uptick, or not necessarily an uptick, but more cheaters are getting caught cheating.
Oh no.
We're talking like multiple people got DQs from marking their pitch in their deck. So like when they pitch on turn 1, they were turning their card the other way, so the sleeve was opposite everything else, so they knew when they were hitting their pitch stack in their deck.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and then you have the lovable Matt Smith, or Matt Smith, Matt Rogers. So I saw Morbius. I got Matt Smith on the brain. The lovable Matt Rogers, who everyone loves Matt Rogers. Who's just like a garbage human on the stream. He slow plays the hell out of his opponent. Okay, counts graveyards, counts decks, counts everything he can count. Takes an outrageously long turn, and then with a very short amount of time left on the clock, decides to attack and pass the turn without giving his opponent a chance to react. His opponent then like doesn't guard. I don't remember exactly what happens, but it goes to time. The round goes to time, and Matt Rogers goes, "Okay, well, I passed to you. I have nothing left. It's your turn." So that Matt Rogers will get the final turn.
Wow.
But in reality, what should have happened is his opponent should have had the final turn, because time happened during Matt Rogers' turn. So he got to slow play,
Wow.
manipulate the clock, and in my opinion, manipulate the judge a little bit into making that happen, which is super shitty, man.
Why? Okay, so why did he need to count cards left in everywhere when he's got one turn left, basically? Like, what's
Yeah,
he gonna do? 'Cause
to
it's
take up
not.
to take up time.
That's so. Ooh, that is.
And you could say like, oh, he's counting like the option, like he's seeing what his opponent might have, he's seeing what he might have, blah blah blah, and like that's all viable to a point,
Right.
right?
But
but don't
like,
like abuse it. I had a big issue with that.
that's
So yeah, I mean, yeah, man, because like just because you're the best player on an island of like 7 people, where like the next best player is like a wild chicken in New Zealand, that doesn't mean that you can like bring your clout in here and try to manipulate the situation against better players in North America.
mm,
I don't like that. I have big problems with that. So great. And people say like, well, he's got a great track record, and yeah, he absolutely does. He's been playing the game since before the game was out, and he's got so many top eights because New Zealand has like 7 people. Like, there's just not enough. It's not real.
yeah.
It's very skewed results compared to North American tournaments. Like, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I take issue with that person, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. A little scummy. A little scummy.
Yeah, a little bit in my
Well, all
opinion.
right.
Anyway, so before we get into cool stuff, I want to talk about Starvo one more time.
Okay.
He's number one
Oh
by
my
like
god.
300 points on the Living Legend board.
Wow.
He is 200 or 175 points away from being a Living Legend.
That's insane.
Yeah. So,
He's only been out for 2 months.
yeah, what I'm assuming is that he'll win the Pro Tour, and then that'll be it. And we'll have
That's
to
all. Yeah,
see
that's all he
what they
needs.
actually do. Yeah. Or that's 175. So yeah, we don't have like Nats coming up. We have a calling coming up at the Pro Tour. That's separate. That wouldn't be enough. But yeah.
Whew.
So get him out of here. He's been well. That set came out. When did that set come out?
It was February 20
February
something.
4th.
4th, yeah.
February 4th.
So as of tomorrow, it'll literally be 2 months.
2 months. 2 months. Man, that's good card design. That's great. Uh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
Do you think that they actually have a plan for Living Legend, or do you think it was kind of just if it happens, it happens, but
Yeah, it seems like it's I don't I don't know, man. It seems like this they try to make it like a fail safe, right? Like if this sort of thing happens,
mm-hmm.
then at least we can ban the card with merit, like citing this policy. And we could say, "Oh, he's not banned because he's too strong. He's banned because he's Living Legend."
Yeah, I don't know.
So it seems like a way to cover their backs.
But the next highest was Prism at 530, 560 something,
560, yeah.
which is almost 300 points less than Bravo. That is. And Prism's really good too. I can't believe that. That is just super shocking to me.
Yeah, Prism went up to number 2 on the Living Legend board. She passed Chain by 4 points. Passed Chain by 4 points. So that's cool. And even in like the dark times of Briar, right, where like people were real upset about her, she only has 430 points, but there weren't as many tournaments in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time. So like, excuse me, that skews these numbers to me too, based on like the amount of tournaments callings at any given season.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. There's a lot of play here, but we'll see. We've got the Pro Tour in May.
Okay, yeah. I
So
was gonna ask
like
about that.
a month and a week
In New
from when this
Jersey,
episode
right?
comes out. Yeah, and that's New Jersey. So let's talk about the Pro Tour real quick. I guess
Mm-hmm.
the Pro Tour, yeah. So there's a calling and there's a battle hardened there, so people can go and hang out. It's not like you just have to be at the Pro Tour. So normal stuff for the calling, CC 200,000 or 200,000, 20,000 in prize money, gold foil legendary, and tournament invitations. Same thing for the battle hardened. Battle hardened is going to be Blitz. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be Blitz. It's got $2,000, the gold foil legendary, playmats, and Pro Tour invitations.
So the battle hardened is how you get the playmat. The Pro Tour doesn't, or the calling doesn't have a playmat.
No. And the battle hardened playmat is just for top 8. It's the top 8 prize.
Oh, okay. So I guess that was what exclusive means then.
Yeah. So when you win the battle hardened, so the only way to get the gold foil from the battle hardened is to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a gold foil from a calling, you just have to top 8.
Gotcha.
But let's talk about the spice. So I think this is super cool to commemorate the first Pro Tour, and I kind of
Uh-huh.
hope they do this for every Pro Tour. Legend Story Studios is giving away a double-sided cold foil promo hero and some final spring tunic sleeves. They'll be the new Dragon Shields.
Oh yeah, Dragon Shield and Flesh and Blood have partnered, and they have character sleeves now officially.
Yeah, they're coming out soon. I had it up here.
Because I need to
They
get me
come
those
out
Lexi
April
ones.
22nd.
That's in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, so you can get your favorite hero if it's one of the 4 heroes they chose. As the adult version of sleeves, I believe it's Oldham, Lexi, Prism,
Lexi.
and Shane.
Yeah, I think so.
So all good, all cool heroes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they didn't go like, let's make Rhinar sleeves. Like, no, I'm glad that they're super cool heroes. Anyway, yeah. So go to the Pro Tour, and you just have to enter. You get a pack of these. I assume it'll be 100, just like everything else. The Dragon Shield with Final Spring Tunic full art, and you get a double-sided cold foil, the same treatment as the Starvo double-sided cold foil, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
Yorick, Weaver of Tales.
What class is this guy?
He's a bard.
He's a bard.
He's young. He's also, before I read the effect, he's not legal. And to be completely honest with you, I don't understand. It's like some of you people have never played card games before. You too, Cole. Because why would this card be legal? Like, people read them and were like, oh, what? I'm not playing this game
No,
anymore. Like,
it wasn't. I knew he wouldn't be legal. It was more along the lines of that is just a ridiculous effect. I wouldn't even want to like play
yeah,
casually.
I've seen so many people like, what is this? Like on Discord, on Facebook, on all kinds of things. Like, it's obviously not going to be legal, people. Like, it's anyway. York Weaver of Tales, 4 intellect, 20 health, Bard hero, young. At the start of the game, all heroes shuffle their starting decks together. All heroes share the same deck and graveyard this game. He's also, as far as I know, the first hero with flavor text, so that's pretty cool. It's a little poem, sing-songy poem story
Mm-hmm.
about flesh and blood. So that's pretty cool.
That's really
And
cool.
yeah, I think this is super cool that they're doing this. I 110% want one of these. So if you
I
are
want one
going
too.
and don't want yours, I will throw money at it. I desperately want to have one of these just for the collector value, obviously. I think it's really neat.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get that for the other callings, just because those are
Well, this
probably the
isn't
only
for
ones
calling,
that
this is for the Pro Tour.
I know, and I just because I probably won't be able to go to any of the pro tours, and the way that the Flesh and Blood secondary market is this is gonna be a pretty penny because of the exclusivity. Do we know if it's only exclusive to New Jersey or is it for every pro tour?
Well, this is the only Pro Tour
Oh,
for this
I
season.
thought there were other in different cities. Okay,
No, this is the Pro Tour. This is the first Pro Tour for Flesh and Blood.
gotcha.
And then
Gotcha.
so every invite that's been handed out between the conception of the game and now is for New Jersey. And then after New Jersey, so the starting with the calling and battle hardened at New Jersey, everything will be for the next Pro Tour, wherever that will be.
Gotcha.
Assuming
Okay.
like 6 months to a year from now. I'm not sure how often they're ending their seasons like that. We'll see.
Interesting. All right. He's cool.
Yeah, he's
Excited.
neat. I like him. Really cool art. I
Mm-hmm.
guess he's a character from the story, also, from what I understand.
I don't know, but it's something that I will say though. This is very flesh and blood art. Like it's got the same kind of tone that they have for most of the other cards.
Oh yeah, it's like zoomed in on the Everfest key art is like
Mm-hmm.
the artwork. It's super cool. I love it
It's
so
really good.
much.
Yep.
So that's Yorick, Weaver of Tales. So let's see, how long have we been talking? A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Let's keep talking.
All right. Gotta
I
catch
want
up.
to talk about cool new cards. I don't want to talk about. I guess I'm not going to talk about the skirmish meta. It's open. It's Viscerize really anything that can kill on turn 2. Super good. All right, next. Um, let's talk about these classic battle decks
For sure.
because we talked about them a little bit before. Excuse me. But now we have like actual cards, and we know what they are. We know
Yeah.
exactly
Do
what they are.
did we talk
So
about the price before? Because I want to start off with that.
yeah, that's fine.
Because
So the classic battles, Rhinar versus Dorinthia. If you've ever played Magic, these are like the dual decks that they used to do that I guess they don't
mm-hmm.
do anymore.
No, they don't.
Those were super cool. It was a good way to just like split it with your buddy and start playing Magic right away. They were like themed decks. So these are Blitz decks, 40 card Blitz decks. These come out in like the end of May, I think. Um, I don't remember the date. May something. I had the.
Oh, I think you were just on it. One more, or
Oh, yeah, I was just on it. Hold on. May 27th.
yeah.
May 27th. All right. Anyway, what do we got? So what's in it? We'll talk about what's in it before we talk about the price. So it's two 40 card Blitz decks ready to play out of the box. Cold Foil Hero and Weapon, Rainbow Foil Equipment, Full Art Mentor, and Quick Start Playmat. I assume the Quick Start Playmat is like foldable paper playmat, like you
mm-hmm.
get with like your Yu-Gi-Oh starter deck,
Yeah.
and a little lore booklet that's illustrated. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm probably the most excited for that.
So first one's Rhinar versus Dorinthia. This is $50.
$50.
$50, and I don't think that's like a terrible price. It's like
It's
I'd
it's
be
more than I was anticipating.
expecting, yes, but cold foil heroes and weapons, and they're new heroes.
They are new heroes. I guess it really just comes down to how good these decks are compared to the other pre-con blitz decks that we have. If they're just like a step above in the power ranking than the other pre-cons, then yeah, this price makes sense. But like theoretically, you can get two blitz decks for they're like what,
Like
15 a piece?
like 30
Yeah,
bucks or something. Yeah,
$30. I was expecting more like 40 to include like the goodies in here.
40 is what I thought, but for $50 to get all rainbow foil equipment, cold foil weapon, cold foil hero, and their new heroes,
It's not bad.
it's not bad. I have to assume these heroes and weapons will be available in non-foil in the future, because to gate them behind this product makes them like kind of difficult to obtain in the future. Like once this product isn't available anymore, right?
Like because the in the main sets they also had all the other heroes appeared in the main sets as
Yes,
well. So except for Ira, but she's not. She's different.
that's a different story.
Yeah. So like I could see that, or like a promo pack or something like that
Well,
later on down the line.
I mean, even Ira was in Crucible.
Oh, she was.
Yeah, so
Mm, okay,
yeah,
I
but
take it back then.
all the heroes thus far have been available. You could crack it theoretically out of a pack, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So far these are the first ones that you can't, that we know of. We'll see if they become available because we have a standalone set coming out in June. So we'll see if these become available in that, I wonder.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see. Um, there's also a product in between now and the Classic Battles that drops May 6th. I'm curious what that is. That has not been announced yet.
Yeah, that's really interesting that they're. I wonder what it would be. Because we've
I don't
got a
know. One of the
pre-con
products
destination.
became like the Dragon Shield sleeves, right? So it could be anything. It could be like new, like direct to
Oh,
consumer playmats. It could be
or deck boxes,
deck. It
or
could be anything. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's fair.
It could even be a boat. Anyway, we've seen 3 cards from these decks, and they are from the Dorinthia side of things. So let's talk about them.
Okay.
First one is Dorinthia Quicksilver Prodigy. So we're getting all new young hero for Dorinthia, and then I can only be under the assumption that we'll get one for Rhinar also.
Yeah.
So 4 intellect, 20 health. The first time Dawnblade Resplendent gains go again each turn, you may attack an additional time with it this turn. So a new weapon,
Yeah.
Dawnblade Resplendent. That we have not seen. That we don't know what it does.
That's gonna be a pretty big one.
It's gonna matter a lot
Yeah.
because whether like I know it's a surprise, but the other cards we've seen for this deck care very much about the weapon also.
Yeah.
Surprise! Dorinthia still
Does
cares about the sword.
okay. I was gonna ask if Dorinthia is like all about that specific sword, or just is she just swords in general, or is she
Yeah, well,
Dawnblade?
this cares like Dorinthia. The main Dorinthia build you see right now is sword, right? Just
Uh-huh.
Dawnblade. It's a 2-handed sword. You see, there is like Spill Blood Dorinthia, which is plays hatchets, hatchet of body and hatchet in mind that came out in Monarch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is a build. I think that build's pretty cool, but classic Dorinthia just plays Dawnblade. That's it. You never see her. She doesn't mess around with Centauri Sabers or anything like that. She just plays Dawnblade.
Okay.
And that's fine. We care a lot about the specific new weapon. Let's check out the new mentor, Hala Golden Helm. It's a little on the nose with
I
the
was gonna
name.
say it's pretty on the nose there.
Yeah, but the art is really cool. I really like the art on this.
Yeah.
So here we go. She's a mentor, 3 shield. You may only have Hala in your deck if your hero is young, right? Same normal rules for playing it. And then while Hala is face up in Arsenal, whenever a sword attack you control hits, it gains go again. So right there, that's going to trigger your Dorinthia to let it attack an additional time this turn. Then put a lesson counter on Hala. If there are 2 or more lesson counters on Hala, banish her, put her, search your deck for Glistening Steelblade, put it face up in your arsenal, and shuffle. So this mentor is not available for other warriors, right? So like the Kasai builds play the old warrior mentor Minerva, just because it's really good in what she's trying to achieve. She cares a lot about her specialization. This
Hmm.
one gets a specific specialization. This one gets Glistening Steelblade, which only works with Dorinthia because it's a Dorinthia specialization.
That's the card we'll talk about soon, right?
Yeah,
Or is this okay?
that's the next
Gotcha.
card we'll talk about. Yeah,
It's not a callback to an older card.
right. Absolutely.
Okay, like she doesn't seem bad.
No, she really doesn't. She's giving your sword go again is kind of like you have to play a lot of bad cards. I mean, you got to play a lot of bad cards in Dorinthia to play Dorinthia, but you got to
Hmm.
play some bad cards to give her go again, to give your sword go again.
Yeah.
It's a lot different in Kasai, where you can play like Blade Runner because that targets one-handed weapons. Well, Dawnblade is two-handed, so you don't get that luxury, right?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, you got to play some less than desirable things. So Hala being able to mitigate that in any meaningful way could be something. That being said, I don't like mentors in general. They don't pitch. They take a turn to be turned on. They take up your arsenal slot.
Yeah,
They're a
they're
little
really
clunky for
clunky.
me.
They're really clunky.
Yeah, they're a little clunky for me. What I think would be cool is if we got like an elemental mentor at some point that Lexi could take advantage of
Oh
with New
yeah,
Horizon.
that
I
would
think
be
that
pretty
would be cool.
cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I kind of wish that mentors guarded for a little bit more than just 3. Like I
Yeah,
feel like I don't
it's a
know.
little I don't know, because like there's a lot of zero cost defense reactions that guard for 4. Um, to have your mentor guard for 4, I don't think would be the end of the world.
Right.
It would certainly make them more interesting. I wonder if at that point they become an auto include
Just because they're 4. That
because
would
they're
be
4.
interesting. That
And
would be
then
interesting.
at that point, if they block for 4, are you ever playing them? Or are
You
you
could
just holding
have
them to block with?
there's no like legendary on here. You can have more than you can have up to 3/2. Up to 2. Wait. Up to 2 because it's blitz. So you can have up to 2 in your deck, right?
Uh, can you? I'm pretty sure you can only have one mentor in a deck.
Okay. Cuz I haven't seen any. No one really plays them. So I haven't that question has not come across my mind before.
Yeah,
But
that's like a hold on.
to Google.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't say you can only have one.
Interesting. So like if theoretically if they did bump the that defense up to 4, then you probably would have 2 just for the guard. And then if they happen to pop off, then they would pop off. That might
Yeah,
be
I think a
pretty good.
mentor having 4 having 4 block would be too good.
Yeah, that might be too good. Anyway,
Anyway,
it's a
they don't,
hypothetical.
so they have 3. I think this card is fine.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, see, well, I guess it'll depend on like how good the weapon is. A lot of these are going to hinge on how good the weapon is.
Yeah, dude, if the weapon's trash, I don't know.
Yeah, if it's like 2 pitch attack with 2 powers, I don't know. It's got to have like a good on. I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm.
But we did get to see Glistening Steelblade, which has just gorgeous art. And so here we go. It costs 1. It's a yellow pitch.
Hmm.
Dorinthia specialization, and this is where the wording gets funny for me. So your next Dawnblade attack this turn has go again. Whenever Dawnblade hits a hero this turn, put a +1 counter on it. Go again.
So it's not Dawnblade Resplendent.
So it's not specific to Dawnblade Resplendent.
Interesting.
I'm going to assume that we're going to get some sort of rules update where, just like heroes, things with like commas in their name are referred to as like sort of like a super type from Magic.
Yep.
Where like Dawnblade Resplendent is considered Dawnblade.
Yep.
For all intents and purposes.
I think it would have to be because it doesn't say with Dawnblade in its name, or you
Right.
know.
It doesn't say like a Dawnblade or a card with Dawnblade in its name. It just says Dawnblade. So
Yeah. Plus, it doesn't make sense if you include this in a deck with Dawnblade Resplendent, and if it only affected. What's the original Dawnblade? Is it just literally just Dawnblade?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that makes no sense to include this in a deck with Dawnblade Resplendent. Because otherwise this deck or this card wouldn't do anything because
Right.
it would
I
specifically target.
agree. Just as it stands right now, we'll have to see how they
Mm-hmm.
tackle that from a rules point of view. It might even be a thing where Dawnblade Resplendent has rule text that says this card is considered Dawnblade.
That's true. It also could be this is a the new Dorinthia exclude like specialization. Because you think that they could put like Dorinthia, whatever the new Dorinthia name specialization instead of just regular Dorinthia specialization.
Oh, have a card be like a Dorinthia Quicksilver Prodigy specialization.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, they could do anything, right?
true. Mm-hmm.
I don't think they will,
Probably not. No.
because I think that's what makes it fun to get a new version of a hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can try all the old stuff with the new
Right.
version of the hero.
Right.
For sure. For sure. I think that card's really cool though. What's like the glistening
Oh, this card's
Steelblade?
nutso. Yeah, this card's really good. So like it
Yeah.
straight up gives go again, straight away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right away we're gonna trigger Dorinthia, Quicksilver Prodigy.
And she says that it gets to attack again.
Attack an
Yeah.
additional time this turn.
Hmm.
It's only the first time, so you can't abuse this and give your sword go again a bunch and be able to attack with it a bunch. You're still only getting in there twice, just like regular Dorinthia. So the play patterns are like generally going to be the same, but I think you have a lot of ease on what gets you there.
Yeah,
It'll
for
be a
sure.
lot. Yeah, it won't be such a big deal to worry about give and go again, and then also having to hit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you just like, okay, I'll make my sword big. I don't have a thing to give it dominate. I'll attack, and your opponent goes, okay, I'll just block it a bunch. You go, okay, well I'm done. Like
Hmm.
I don't have a twinning blade. It didn't hit, so your turn. Go ahead. Like you don't. You get just
So
shut down pretty easily.
with Quicksilver Prodigy, does that mean she attacks 3 times with Dawnblade?
No, it's just
Oh, it's
so
just giving it go
giving a
again.
go again just gives you an action point, right?
Yeah, and then gets to attack again. So
So the sword will say like all weapons once per turn, action, attack.
right. And then okay. But you could play things off of that go again. That's right. Jesus. All right.
All right,
I get
today
it
we're
now. I get it
learning
now.
Flesh and Blood. Okay. Uh,
Oh, yeah. No, all right. The giving the go again stuff is especially if I don't play this game often enough, I get confused on some of that stuff.
yeah, giving something go again doesn't like let it. It doesn't break the rules of like only letting it attack once, right? That's what
Yeah, yeah.
Dorinthia does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got it now.
Yeah. That being said, I think this card is super cool. I'm not the biggest Dorinthia fan. In the world, I find her play patterns like relatively linear. It's not super exciting to me, especially after playing Kasai. It would
Yeah.
take a lot for me to want to pick this up as a warrior. I'd much rather play Kasai right now, especially in Blitz. But
I
that being said, we've got like 37 cards left to be seen out of this deck, so
mm-hmm. I'm excited because Durinthio is someone I wanted to play before, but I could not afford some of those warrior cards. So I went with Ranger, but like she was one of the heroes. Her and Bolton were one of the ones that I wanted to try. So now I have a pumped up version of her I can try in Blitz if I ever play Blitz again. We'll see. But I'm excited for this
you'll
because
play Blitz again because in
oh.
like 2 weeks from now we'll forget and we'll go, oh yeah, let's play Blitz, and then get pissed off.
I'd have to put a Blitz deck together first. That would
Yeah,
be
that was the big thing too for yesterday. Was like, I don't want to like change my Viscerai deck. Like, I'm
mm-hmm.
just gonna grab this fully built Kasai deck and just go down there and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd also like to see these decks, these classic battles decks, are a really good opportunity to reprint cards.
Yep.
So like, let's go. You know, like let's reprint something. We
Art
could
of
get.
War, Enlightened Strike.
Yeah, the thing is that none of that stuff makes sense to reprint in Dorinthia. Uh,
Ugh.
but Rhinar, you know what has 6 power, Command and Conquer.
Oh.
But then you have the issue of like they could go for way more than MSRP. Like does reprinting Command and Conquer in the sealed product as a guaranteed hit, does that bring the cost of Command and Conquer down, or does that raise the price of the product on the shelf?
I guess it really just depends on how much is in circulation, right?
It's a fine line to walk
Yeah.
for sure, because we've seen it happen with like commander decks from Magic are a really good example.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
what was that? There's that red Dockside Extortionist. It's like a $50 card, right? And it always has been. But instead of it being able to buy the commander deck for $40 to get a Dockside Extortionist, a lot of places were charging like $70 for the commander deck, and it was just
Yep.
that wasn't a reprint. That was a new card. But you get the point I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Command and Conquer is like the card that you would want to say is reprinted in a set and not in like uh not in a precon like this. But because like
Yeah,
that's a set selling card right there.
yeah. We'll see. Also, hot take: it's not that good. Like the formats, Blitz and CC are becoming like way too fast for it.
Yeah,
It's
I
it's
didn't
a
see it at all when I
it's a
played.
it's a 2 cost attack for 6. Ain't nobody defense reacting anymore. Like it's just unless you're playing against Starvo, it's kind of too slow.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh God, what was the event that we played at Epic Loot? Um,
Oh, the ProQuest?
yeah, the Pro Quest. I saw every game someone put it down like twice, right? And that was when Starvo was legal. I didn't see it at all in the 4 games that I played. Um, at the Calling or the Battle Harden or whatever. So that was just a really interesting experience for me. Like I feel like the Tryhard event, I didn't see Command and Conquer, but at the less of a Tryhard, I saw that. So
Oh no, ProQuests are try hard, dude. They got come on, you gotta get to the Pro Tour. You gotta win, and you gotta go to the Pro Tour. You gotta win the Pro Tour. That's you gotta people take those like wait you got it's about 50-50, I think, with people that take it like super seriously, and then people that are just like, yeah, all right, this will be fun.
yeah, fair. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
Yeah. Thanks for listening, and bear with us while we get like the new format and everything kind of lined up for everything on Banhammer. Um,
Yep.
what else? So next week, for those of you that didn't catch the end of the last PG episode, next week will be an episode of our Pokemon show, Boss's Orders, and then we
Mm-hmm.
will be taking a week off. So the 18th, there will be no new podcast, right?
Yep.
And then we'll be back on the 25th to talk about Flesh and Blood.
I
That's
wonder
kind
what
of
we
going to
can.
be our schedule. So every third week will be off. So every third week is when you're going to get whatever show it is you want to listen to. If you want to hear about Flesh and Blood and Pokemon, great. If you only want to listen to one, you're getting content at least once a month, twice a month, every other month, right? So
Yep.
hopefully that's good. Hopefully that's enough. If you guys, we want to hear feedback. We're obviously not afraid to change things. Nothing's set in stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we will be back next week with the first episode of Boss Orders, where I assume we're going to talk about like a bunch of Space Juggler cards or something. I'm not really
Probably.
sure. I assume there's like been so many new cards shown.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure if I want to talk about new cards specifically on that one. Yeah, because I'm not exactly sure what all is going to be coming out in National
Available to
Radiance.
us, yeah.
Yeah, so might wait on that
I
one
mean,
a little bit.
you can make a pretty good guess.
I mean, I can make a pretty good guess, but
I mean,
yeah.
it's gonna be like,
I also kind of want to talk about the meta as well because a lot of upsets have happened, a lot of interesting things. Because there's been 3 regionals, I think, since
that's
then.
right.
So there's been a lot of competitive Pokemon stuff happen. So, um,
Right on. Full
so
disclosure, I've paid little to no attention, so
yeah.
Papa has his homework to do. I've just been too much. There's too much happening, and not too much. There's just been a lot happening in both games.
Yeah, very eventful, which is great.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, that's it.
That's it. We're done.
I think that's it. Thank you guys for listening to our new show, Captain's Call, Banhammer Games. I'm really excited. We already have like an idea for a third show and some other stuff in the works. So stick around. This is the channel. Wherever you are right now listening to this, this is where everything is going to come through.
Yes, you'll have a different album cover or whatever for each different show, so you can just click that, and I'll have all of them numbered as well. So if you want to go in sequential order, it'll be easier for you to keep track of that. But yeah, also shout out to our Patreon. I'm currently working on changing things, and I'm actually gonna bug you today if you can sit down and help me go through some wording on some stuff. But the tiers have been changed. a little bit else, some other things have been changed, but basically, if you want to help support the show at patreon.com, I believe it's Banhammer Games. I have to double check on that. I'll have a link in the show notes for sure. It has officially moved away from Drive Check, so that if you want to financially support us there, that actually goes for all of the content that we produce. So if you're only in there for Flesh and Blood, just have to know that some of that money will actually help contribute to the Pokemon podcast and vice versa, and any other show that we have going on.
It's
So
all
keep that in mind.
us, you know.
It's all us, yeah.
It's all us. Just know that whenever you donate money to the Patreon, I'm taking a little bit off the top for me personally, and I'm using that money to buy gummy bears. Okay.
I
And then the rest of
anyway.
it goes to the shows.
Yeah, hosting fees and stuff,
And gummy bears.
and so many, dude. Albany's gummy bears. Let me tell you. Anyway, all right. We'll see you guys next week with Boss's Orders. So, toodaloo.
Bye, everybody.